Hello everybody, welcome to Pioneer Counseling. I'm going to do something today that I haven't done in quite a few years. I used to create quick videos as a means to study for the National Counselor exam, the NCE, and I haven't done that in a while, like a really long while. So I figured I would test out some websites. This one here is called Study Stack. These are pre-created, pre-developed flashcards so you can study for the exam. We're not going to go through a whole bunch. We're going to kind of test it out. There's about 82 here. We're going to try to get through as many as we can in a short amount of time and see how many you get right, how many you get wrong. I'm simply going to read what the card says and flip it over. That way we can sort of study along together. So this is maybe helpful if you kind of put off studying or need to kind of refresh and read through it again, so we can do this together. So we'll start with this. What is the focus of Freud's psychosocial stage called the phallic stage? So the phallic stage of Freud's psychosocial stages, what is the focus? Stage 3 is the focus on genitalia, focus on complexes and the desire for the opposite sex. So on this website, Study Stack, you can either mark don't know or no, and it shows you how many remaining cards. So for all means and purposes, we're just going to put no. We did know this one. Next card, Freud's psychosocial stage, the genital stage. Stage 5, focus on puberty and attraction, personality. How about Freud's psychosocial stage, the oral stage? So out of the stages, the oral stage, what is the focus there? This is stage 1, focuses on oral fixations. In regards to personality, perhaps this is where development of clinginess or passive dependence, etc. About Freud's latency stage. Stage 4, focus on repressing sexual urges, social interactions, hobbies. So feel free to pause this video. You can go back at any point, take some time to really let this sink in. Freud's anal stage. This is stage 2, the focus on control. In regards to personality, this maybe develops compulsiveness or disorganization. Now let's look at Erik Erikson's stages of psychosocial development. Let's look at industry versus inferiority. What does flashcards say on the back of this? Ages 6 to 12, competence. We're able to master school skills. So the virtue there is competency, ages 6 through 12. This is the first time watching one of my videos. This is Pioneer Counseling. Feel free to check out our other videos or go to pioneer-counseling.com. Erik Erikson's initiative versus guilt stage. What do we know about that? Ages 3 through 6. The virtue there is purpose. The individual explores their environment and people and tries to find purpose in life. How about Erikson's autonomy versus shame and doubt? This is ages 1 through 3, exploration. Child develops physical autonomy, very explorative. Feel free to comment below if this is helpful or share with others that are about to take the NCE. Erikson's trust versus mistrust. This should be an easy one. Birth to 1. We develop attachment. The child develops a parental bond. They're either going to trust people around them, the world around them, and thus in turn over time their own self as they go into each stage after that. So birth to 1 year old, approximately. Erikson's intimacy versus isolation. 18 to 30. This stage looks at the virtue of love, works on intimate relationships, identifies relationships in an intimate way, or has difficulty if the virtue is not attained. Let's look at Erikson's identity versus role confusion. 12 to 18. We are either going to be formative, we're going to either form our identity in a identifiable way, an understandable way, or we're going to grow in confusion. So we're going to, quote unquote, find ourselves or explore and try to understand who we really are. Erikson's generativity versus stagnation stage. Generativity versus stagnation. Thank you guys so much for hopping on this video and taking the time to study. You'll be better for it. So Erikson's generativity versus stagnation. 30 years old to late adulthood. We develop a virtue of caring for others, caring for our community. There's a focus on future generations. How about Erikson's integrity versus despair? We're running out of age brackets here, so you probably maybe already know this one. This is the last years of our life. We're either going to attain integrity and thus the virtue of wisdom, or we won't, and we'll feel like we have a regretful life, and we'll feel despair. This experience of a life review, looking back at our lives and seeing how that sits with us. Now let's look at Piaget. Piaget's cognitive developmental stage and his stages. What do we know about concrete operational stage? 8 through 11 is the H bracket. Conservation, we're either tied to the known world, we have a sense of concreteness to it, or we miss out on that. Piaget's formal operational stage. What's the task there? So 12 and up, we develop hypothetical thinking, organizing ideas in our mind, start exploring what ifs. Remember, you can pause this video anytime. You can go over to our Pinterest as well, Pioneer Counseling. A lot of mental health resources there for you as well. Piaget's sensory motor stage. Birth to 18 months, what's the task there? It's motor activity. Motor activity, being able to play. How about Piaget's pre-operational stage? Pre-operational stage. 18 months to 7. The task there is language development. We begin to use simple logic and have symbolic play. Now the toys and things that we play with have symbolism, have meaning behind them, more so than before. How about Holland's hexagram? Holland. What do we know about Holland and personality development? So in the realistic category of personality in Holland's codes or his hexagram model, you are machines oriented and you are hands-on. So working with machines, tangible things. Okay, with Holland and his hexagram, how about the artistic category? What does that say about a person's personality? They work with feeling and they have a high level of creativity. You guys, please disregard the ads everywhere. This is just kind of the way the website is set up on StudyStack. I'm in no way affiliated with StudyStack. This is just for studying purposes. Okay, Holland's, let's see, we know that one. Let's go over to Holland, his hexagram, the category or category of investigative. What does that say about one's personality? If they're investigative, they work with intellect and or abstract thinking. And a lot of these questions are very basic, to give you just quick one-off study bits. Hopefully when you go through these, it opens up your mind to more deeper understandings of the study material. All right, Holland's hexagram in regards to personality. What about conventional? An element of conventionality or conventional personality trait, working with rules and regulations. Working with rules and regulations. We'll do about 5 more and we'll call it a day. This was just to test out the study site. Okay, Holland's hexagram. How about a social personality trait? This works with interpersonal situations. Interpersonal situations. Let's look at enterprising. On his hexagram. Enterprising. Working with the dominating personality. Type A personality, perhaps. Let's look at this counseling theory. This theory incorporates archetypes and the collective unconscious of humanity. This theory also became basis for the MBTI. So the words there that should trigger some thoughts and ideas is archetypes and collective unconscious. You think you have it? Carl Jung, analytic psychology. Counseling theory question. This theory focuses on social urges and behavior associated with it. That life is a struggle, ongoing struggle for superiority. What theory in your mind discusses struggle for superiority, these social urges that you have to kind of mitigate or manage? Alfred Adler, individual psychology. Counseling theory question. This theory focused on ego functions. Theorists felt stress or anxiety focused on social beings, and anxiety is rooted in disruptions of basic security. So this theory talks about that when we feel threatened or our basic needs feel threatened, our basic sense of security feel threatened, that's when we begin to experience anxiety. And a lot of this is focused on ego functions. What do we think? Karen Horney, holistic psychology. Okay, we're at 25, so we are going to call it a day. If you enjoyed this video, let me know, and I can keep making more of these flashcard-based videos. We also have a resource here that I used when I took the NCE way back when. A lot of people use this, the Encyclopedia of Counseling. This is by Rosenthal, and it goes question by question. My other videos were in this format. If I can replicate that where you can see the question and the answer, I'll figure out how to do that. I'll try to figure out how to do that. All right, thanks so much. Have a good rest of your day.